Hi, hello, welcome. I hope you're comfortable, hope you're doing well. I hope you have a beverage of some kind because I imagine that this is gonna be a long one. It's been almost 3 years since I posted any long form content, which makes me really, really sad because this is what I want my creative outlet to be. This is what I want my space to be, to get to have an outlet to talk about books and love of all things literature and language. I have since deleted TikTok from my phone. I'm out of the clutches. I've escaped and I'm never going back. I also have fancy new microphone, which I really honestly don't know how to use yet, so if it sounds awful, my apologies. It's also been a long time coming because over the past 12 months, I have moved 4 times, which means that my precious books, my children, have been living in boxes and bags for a year. I've never been an unhauler, but I've decided that I want my bookcases to like represent me and my reading taste, and there's a lot of books that I didn't hate but I just don't really care about, and I've decided it's time to part ways with those. As it has been such a tumultuous year, videos like these and just like cozy book videos have been such a companion to me and a source of comfort. So over the summer, semester has just finished, I would like to use this as my own source of companionship and get back into having this as, yeah, like a creative outlet and just a cozy place to go to talk about books that is not the real world. No more yapping. I have my first task to do, which is bring all of my books from my room through here. The next time you see me, I'm going to be much sweatier. Cheers. I've just done one box and I've already realised how much this is going to suck. I have chronic back pain, girls. I don't need this. You know what? Let me reframe this in my mind. This is actually the fun part because I get to see all of the books I haven't seen in a year. Why is the first book Bride by Ali Hazelwood? Why is the first book Werewolf Smut? This is actually the last book that I read and the first book that I read after finishing my syllabus. This was such a disappointment for me personally. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. I was like, this is whimsy that I need. For now, all I'll say is I think that that's actually going to get unhauled, which I never would have expected, but we need to start being brutal. We need to start being honest with ourselves. Oh, this is a uni book, the Norton Anthology of Poetry. This, I thought that it was going to do that, but it's too heavy. I would love to do a full bookshelf tour video at some point as well. I love those videos. I love to watch like an hour of someone just going through every single book that they own. That is so satisfying to me. So maybe I'll do that at some point, because I personally would love a record. This is the sheet music for 60 old-time variety songs. Now, I don't really know why I have this, but part of my soul wanted it, and I trust that part. I also have some books that were my childhood favourite books, because I'm too sentimental, I'm chronically nostalgic, I cannot get rid of them. My friends all chipped in and got me this for my birthday like years ago now. It's The Never-Ending Story. This is one of my favourite books of all time. If not my favourite book of all time, I'm still undecided. This edition is crazy. This is the Folio Society edition, which they always go crazy. It's gorgeous. Oh my god. I'm just so happy to be with my books again. I might actually turn that one out on the shelf, but I'm gonna... Oh! What is this actually? What is this counted as? Oh my god, I forgot about this. This is another Folio Society that of course I was gifted. Oh my god. Alice in Wonderland is another one of my favorite stories of all time. Shocker. I have plenty of editions of Alice in Wonderland, but this is literally the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The illustrations in this are incredible. It's just been so long since I've seen any of this. I love Now, the coated, dusty BoJack Horseman book is a little bit cursed. What can I say? Oh, there's also a cinema ticket to see Sinners in here. Best movie ever made. Girls, another one that's going to be facing out. I can't explain it, but the way that it's signed, I forgot that it was signed. The way that the Song of Achilles changed my brain chemistry like 5 years ago, and it never went back. I think that this book is severely kind of misunderstood as just like a romance book, and I think people think down upon it because of that, which is a whole other issue. Every time I read this, I'm like more impressed and more like disappointed by how it is seen by the masses. Not that this book is underrated by any measure, but you know, this is my 1945 edition of Alice in Wonderland, which is falling to bits and pieces, but oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. It has all of the original illustrations. It's full to the brim with sunspotting and potentially mold, but I don't want to believe that. I'm gonna maybe just have an Alice in Wonderland shelf, I can't even lie. I think my plan with this, the narrow shelves, is to have like each individual shelf is like a theme. So maybe I can have like wintry books, books about nature, books about the ocean, whatever have you. Another, oh wow, the dust, the disrespect. Me personally, something about me is that the Hunger Games probably made me the reader that I am today. So it will never leave my side. I also to this day think that they are genuinely incredible books, and you can't rip them from my cold dead hands, to be honest. Do I need about 3 copies of each book in the series? Probably not, but I have them. These copies are the original copies that I read as like a 10-year-old, so these will actually never leave me. Like, I will die with these in my coffin. Any book that I read for uni has just been absolutely demolished by being brought around in the rain, the wind, the storms, every condition possible. Deciding whether to count Donna Tartt as classics, to me, they are. I don't know if they really count or if they should be literary. I feel like The Secret History is a classic at this point. I'm counting them. Little Women, this is gonna have to be read this year because this has been on my shelf. This might be the longest, or sorry, the oldest book that I haven't read yet, because I genuinely must have gotten this like no, not 6 years ago, at least 4 or 5 years ago. That is criminal. Now this is a classic to me. Another one of my top 3 favorite books of all time. We've encountered all 3 now. There she is. This edition, again, Folio Society shout out. This features, oh wow, these beautiful illustrations that I'm pretty sure are by Giovanni Piranesi, which is the artist whose work inspired the house of Piranesi, like the house that it takes place in, which is just sprawling with corridors and statues. The world of this book is so enchanting, and if you haven't read Piranesi, it's so short you have no excuse. These are my friend's books that I borrowed literally like 3 years ago. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. My Erin Morgensterns. Erin Morgenstern is such a comfort writer. I don't know the last time she released a damn book. Oh my gosh. Coated in dust. 6 Crimson Cranes. I gave this 5 stars when I read it, and then it took me like 2 years to find the sequel. I did get it signed, and I still haven't read it because everyone told me that it wasn't good. These books are just so beautiful though that I can't ever get rid of them because they literally are so gorgeous. An author like Percival Everett is, I mean, he's incredible, but he's deeply frustrating when you're making a bookcase, because I love to have my authors together but he writes in so many different genres. Like, this is historical fiction, and I'm currently reading The Trees, which is like crime thriller historical. It's not historical. It's about a historical thing, but in the contemporary context. So I have to split up the family. Oh my god, I got given this as an ARC like 3 years ago. My bad. I kind of want to reread The Bell Jar at some point. I really didn't vibe with this book when I read it. Like, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. To be honest, the racism was really, really distracting from the rest of the prose, and I just don't know. Like, I just have an intrinsic beef with this book because of that. Like, there just was no need. So I don't know whether I just want to get rid of this or I want to actually try it again one day. I probably will try it again one day, so I'll keep it for now, but it's on thin ice. Oh wow! Oh wow! Illustrated Kama Sutra. I cannot show the illustrations in here on YouTube, let me tell you. Okay, this is my therapist's book, so that needs to be returned. This bag is full of the books that I had at the period of time where I was sleeping on my partner's couch and I didn't have a room to live in. So these were the books that I decided I had to bring with me. Of course, that being my beautiful 80s paperback of The Neverending Story. I love this copy. I love like a chatty, cozy vlog, so here's some lore. I moved out of somewhere last year, a year ago, and then went home to live with my dad for the summer. So that's where all my books were living. And then I couldn't find anywhere to live. So I was sleeping on my partner's sofa, which was not ideal. It was actually really awful. And then we managed to get a place together, and it was probably the worst place I've ever been, period. And so I like had an inkling, like something in me knew not to unpack my books and put on my bookcases and like start making a life there. I just knew. So thankfully I didn't, because we managed to get somewhere else within 3 months, which is where we are now, and I'm finally somewhere that I actually feel I may find peace and happiness, which is great. I hope to make a lot of like very cozy type videos, because my body and my mind have just been crazy because I haven't had a home for a year. I just want to like really focus on recentering myself. I bought a yoga mat and everything. Got this like DIY book nook thing for my birthday last year, so maybe I'll start trying to build that and I can put it on my bookcase. I have no idea what it's going to be like because it seems a little bit dodgy. I know that everyone loves V.E. Schwab, but honestly, the only V.E. Schwab that has really got me to my core was Gallant, and I feel like no one cares about this book specifically. It's really jarring me how many books are around me, and I'm only through like most of the bags, and I have like 7 full boxes. Yes. Do I have a copy of Oathbound? I don't think I do. The Legendborn series will literally always be famous to me. Besides the Hunger Games, like if the Hunger Games didn't exist, this would be the best YA fantasy series I'd ever read. YA series, period, that I'd ever read. I will ride for these books. And I think I just realized I don't have a copy of the 3rd one. So that's gonna have to change. I kind of underestimated the scope of this. This truly is gonna be a long video. Thank you so much if you are here for the ride. That wasn't with my legs. You can see, if you can see, that 4 moves ago, these had little handle things to help move them. 4 moves later, they do not. I honestly couldn't tell you why I have 4 Emily Henry books when I've never picked up a single one of them. Can you see that? Just from being in a box? Because I bought these like new and they all have spotting on them now, which is very confusing. Okay, there's literally spotting like in the book. This is a mystery. Anywho, maybe I'll have to try reading some Emily Henry this summer. I feel like her books are always summery, so we'll see. I'm just not a romance person. Like, in my personal life I am, but in my book life, I don't know. This cover of Percy Jackson is hideous. Oh my god, why is he purple? What is going on? Girl, the kiss quotient. I must have got this 6 years ago. There's no way I'm ever going to read this. The selection is truly one of the worst books I've ever read, but I also cannot get rid of it. Like, this is like the perfect kind of like reality TV kind of junk food book indulgence that I need in my life sometimes. So I'm gonna keep the selection. You know what I said about romance books? Listen, this is the first time I ever read a romance book and was like, oh shit, was that covering that the whole time? This is the first romance book I ever read that made me be like, wait a minute. This made me feel how fan fiction made me feel when I was 12. I feel the era of Love, Simon is long past. I think this might be an unhaul. The movie was a big deal to me as a 12-year-old. It was the first time I ever saw a queer relationship in the cinema, but I don't think that this is maybe that good. That being said, The Fault in Our Stars was also one of the most influential things to me as a young person. I went to see this the day it came out with an okay bright blue t-shirt on, and I'm keeping this forever. I'm pretty sure I bought this because when I was single and using dating apps, which is a terrible start to any story, every other guy would say that this was his favorite book of all time. And I think I was just like, what's the fuss about? I've got to know. And now I'm kind of like, do I got to know? I can't believe that was only one box. It's actually sacrilegious that I own this many books. This is my good Frankenstein copy. She has been read. This is filled with hundreds and hundreds of pages of like literary critical analysis, essays, like historical context. I love this. Also, I love that it has a picture of the glacier because I feel like the wintry setting of Frankenstein is underrated. Like, people don't know that's what's going on in here. I didn't know. So we need to be saying glacier on the front cover. The Phantom Manor. Yes, I have... Whoa, that spine hasn't been opened in a while. I'm just a bit of a nerd about like immersive things. People making worlds and storytelling, and Disney parks do a lot of that, and specifically rides like the Haunted Mansion do a lot of that. Wow, this book is gorgeous. Another beautiful edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Wow, these illustrations are incredible. Salvador Dali. Well, that'll be why. Most of the special edition books I have were gifts from people, so shout out to Miriam. And we also have my beautiful Fantastic Mr. Fox making of book, because this is my favorite movie of all time. Oh wow, another edition of The Hunger Games. This time it's the illustrated version, which is so beautiful. I think I'm gonna have a Hunger Games shelf. Now that I'm looking at it, I have enough copies for it. Let me show you what we're dealing with. And yeah, start putting some up. And we can make more room for the others. Okay. Oh. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm also gonna try and go from like oldest to newest. That's kind of silly. But I like... My classics are a little bit easier to order than any other genre in the world, so I like it. There's not going to be an exact size to this because I'm not going to check every single book that I own. I'm just going to do like some 1800s-ish over here. I just studied Dorian Gray. Why don't I remember what I was writing? Okay. Oh, why did I choose this life for myself? Why did I choose this life? I've made the harrowing discovery that my hardbacks don't fit on most of the shelves. So they have to go in the middle, which is not ideal because I don't like to have them all in one place, but it seems I will have to. Hi, you're inside of the bookcase now. I'm getting very sore. This is just a book of postcards. So by that I mean it's not a book, it's a collection of postcards. But I'm obsessed with them. I don't really know where to put this. I've started to just kind of vaguely put books where their genre will be so that I can just get them off of the floor and then I can sort them out from there. This book, S, is a book by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorst, and the concept of it is like the book of S has this book, The Ship of Theseus, which is like a fake library book, and the book is like this mystery written into the margins of this library book, and it comes with like all these physical like clue thingies. I bought this years ago thinking it was like the coolest thing ever, and I still haven't read it or done it, but maybe I'll do it for a video. That could be kind of fun, because honestly I don't want to just sit and read the J.J. Abrams book by myself. So, oh wow, more copies of the Hunger Games. Since I'm doing my classics in like chronological order, I'm pretty sure Dante's Inferno is going to be the first book on my shelf. Everything else is a nightmare, but you get to just sit right there. Now this is going straight into the unhaul pile. I really tried with Colleen Hoover back when I didn't know who Colleen Hoover was. Nowadays I would just know that that's not something that I'm interested in. I did not know that. I went on a couple Tinder extravaganzas with girls who loved Colleen Hoover, and I was like, oh, amazing. I picked up Ends with Us thinking it was going to be 5 stars, and it was the shock of a lifetime for me. I don't know why I bought another Colleen Hoover book, but I guess I thought maybe it was just that one. It wasn't just that one. I'm never going to read that. This being a box of classics with like a couple card games and 16-year-old Miley Cyrus's memoir is everything to me. This book was everything to me as a 10-year-old. Did everyone else have this experience when they were unpacking their books? I've been wondering this for years, so if anyone can tell me why my copy of Anna Karenina says Anna Karenin, and I've never been able to find a reason as to why this says that, because the book is about Anna Karenina, and I've only ever seen it called Anna Karenina. Anyway, the cover's gorgeous. Am I putting up my signed copy of The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire by Dan and Phil? No, because it doesn't fit. Okay, I've successfully done classics, poetry, non-fiction, memoir, essay collection, and then literary fiction. I cannot explain the joy it's bringing me to have my books on show again. Update, we're getting on to the fantasy. I abandoned the shelf because I wanted to deal with this clutter. I've done adult fantasy into adult sci-fi, and now I'm gonna do YA fantasy, and then hopefully have like kids on the bottom, middle grade / children's. I feel like when I've not read books though, I really don't know half the time if they're YA or adult. Like, this is actually just a mishmash, but we're gonna pretend. Facing paperbacks out kind of looks terrible. This is my excuse to go and get the hardbacks of Legendborn, because I've decided that I do want to make a favourite shelf. Help me. That looks like shit. Good. This is my favourite shelf I've ever had in my life. I also put my beautiful Neverending Story edition just here with like all of my kind of like special books. These are like my film books. That is my partner's video game book. And then I also did my favourite shelf, but to be honest, like I don't have that many like favourite all-time books. This made me realise that. I do want to get another copy of Legendborn to put on here just because I love the way that looks so much, and I've wanted a hardback of Legendborn for like 2 years anyway. I would say that like these four are my actual favourite books of all time. Oh, period. And then these are 3 books that I've read more recently that I've absolutely adored. So I think that's what I'm going to use this shelf for. It's just like my all-time favourites, but then also just like my current favourites, and I'll like swap them out. My Alice in Wonderland mug with my bookmarks up here. I think I'm just gonna have to collect all of my little things, such as this little house, and decide who's going where. And also I need to dig out my fake ivy, because yes, I am someone who enjoys having fake ivy on all of my things. I don't have blue tack right now. I can't find my blue tack. So they're kind of going half on, but that's okay. And the other one's really... You know what? I actually like this a bit uneven. You can't even see this little pumpkin guy that I painted a few years ago. He's got to go down with the horror books, of course. I have this beautiful felted rabbit. His name is Benji. Who used to be on my bookcases, and I kind of feel like he just loves to be here with the books, but I don't know if he can fit. He's so cute. I'm gonna find a way to get Benji on the shelf. It's very, very hot, and my brain fog is fogging my brain. So I'm just gonna have a chill night, and I thought that I would attempt my DIY book nook, the last piece in the puzzle of my bookcase, at least for the now. And I actually have no idea about this. Like, I'm kind of concerned by it. I have no idea if this is gonna take me like 25 minutes or like many hours. Why has it got a difficulty rating? Why is the manual a book? That's a novella. I have a tiny mallet. There's an electronic component. This is scaring me. Vibing with Calcifer and Hell's Moving Castle, 8 hours. Amazing. I actually don't know if I have the patience for this, to be so for real. I have finished my beautiful mini books. Well, I did end up attempting this mission with Gorilla Glue, and that went about as well as you can imagine. So now we have a permanent glue stain on our table. But now I have two safe and practical kinds of glue. So we're ready to commence. I'm not gonna tell you how long it took me to make this because it's embarrassing. The amount of times it crumbled beneath me trying to do it is evil, but it is kind of everything. Just ignore the crumpled staircase, please. Wow. Wow. The bookcase is complete. Well, in appropriate fashion, this video ends with a bang. Thank you for the sound effect. My phone fell off the tripod and smashed the transmitter for my new fancy microphone. So that's great. The audio is going to sound like shit for the rest of this and you're going to hear everything that the city has to offer you. In the time it's taken me to film this video, I have bought an actual camera. So I'm going to start filming more book videos because that's really what I wanted for this summer, and I have a couple months left still. I love these kind of videos. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're still here, I imagine it's very long, so thank you for investing your time in my nonsense in the building, the creation of this beautiful bookcase that I'm so happy with. It looks so good, it's so cozy and warm, and I love it. It's like the dream I've had for my books for so long, so I'm very, very pleased with it. Even that book nook that ruined my life trying to put it together. I hope you've all had a wonderful, warm, cozy day and you continue to do so, and I'll see you for like a sit down type video in front of the new bookcase with the microphone working again.